You're watching Wall Street Confidential. We're discussing Apple, but this time we're going to pair Apple with Mastercard. Right. Two very different companies, but you think have a lot of common denominators.
And first I will say on Wall Street Confidential, I would not just say this generally, is that these are two stocks that you need to buy in the money calls. Mastercard is still very cheap given the fact that they changed their fee structure. They put through a big increase. No one knew that. It's an increase on foreign purchases here over there. It was a 6% increase. It accounted for much of the revenue upside. They also trimmed headcount. Mastercard doesn't need, it's like the self-financing company. Apple is another company that has got much going for it. Remember, I am a gigantic believer that the iPhone next year at this time will destroy Nokia, Motorola, and Samsung, because it will offer a Microsoft infrastructure, they've teamed up, or an Apple infrastructure. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is it will have iChat. You'll have video on it. A video on a phone is gigantic. I don't think it'll cannibalize Macintosh, because Macintoshes are so exciting and have great video. So Macintosh funds while you're waiting for the new generation iPhone to come out. The reason why I lump these two together, and this is really important, is remember there's supply and demand in stocks just like anything else in the world. There is very little supply of Apple here. There's very little stock for sale Apple. There's almost no stock for sale Mastercard. It's all been put away. Now Mastercard has a lockup that expires very soon, and that could put about 10 to 12 million shares out there. Now, normally you'd say, well, that's nothing. That's a drop. But in this stock, there's so little stock. Mastercard, and the reason why I say buy the calls, because that way what you can do is when the stocks spike up because people can't find stock, you might be able to short a little common against the calls. But Apple is the only tech stock that is investable from all the different tech funds, and Mastercard's the only financial that is investable, given the fact that most of the financials need capital, Mastercard doesn't. Given the fact that most of the tech companies don't have momentum, Apple does. These are two sides of the same coin, and even up here, I would urge people to own Apple and own Mastercard.
Thank you, Jim. And just a note to viewers, Mastercard doubled earnings and raised revenue.
It was an amazing quarter.
It was a great quarter.
The conference call is a must-read.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim Cramer on Apple, and who would have thunk it, Mastercard. You're watching Wall Street Confidential. Please stay tuned.